Okay, welcome everybody to another edition of Red Raider Football here on your Red Raider Nation radio station. This is Travis Peavy, the Rev, along with Brent Johnson, coming to you on a very unusual situation on a Monday night at 7 o'clock to play football for a play-in game where we will open up in just a few minutes against the Swainsboro Tigers. And Brent, this is unusual, even though this is the second time we have found ourselves in this situation. A little bit different scenario a few years ago in Ludowici, but a very similar situation in that we've got three teams that's vying for one spot.
Well, I think we've all, football fans, we've watched Monday night football for some time, just not high school football on a Monday night, school night of all. But this is a mini game series. We're playing for one spot this time. You said we were in a situation in 2011 in which we played for two spots, three teams for two spots. We were fortunate enough to grab that fourth spot there. Maybe we'll be fortunate enough tonight to grab the fourth spot this evening, although the prize for that is we got to travel down to face Juggernaut Thomasville from Region 1 AA, who are ranked high, not too far behind a Benedictine, our own number one team in the state. And we'll get to Benedictine maybe just a few minutes before the game begins. But it's just an exciting atmosphere. The fans are still coming in. There's 50, 60, 70 fans here from Bacon County, man. And Coach wanted this game to be like a real game. Now, we'll get to the specifics of the technicalities of the game in just a moment, but we brought the band. The cheerleaders brought the banner they're going to run through, and it's just he wanted it to be as close to a game-type scenario, even though this is a unique situation. We're playing only two halves of 5 minutes each. There's a 2-minute halftime. That's basically like a timeout. Each team will have a timeout per half. So once they kick off, they will go to flip the coin and determine who's going to receive the first half. Therefore, the other team would defer to the second half. So a lot of things come into play when you have that small amount of time. You're talking how huge your turnover is magnified, Rev.
Exactly.
And any type of mistake, much less a turnover. So do you want the ball first? Do you want to kick? There's a lot of different scenarios, but you got to take care of business, whether you're on offense or defense, either way.
That's exactly right. And the winner of this game via a coin toss, there were the three teams that met, Jeff Davis, Swainsboro, and our own Bacon County team. The coaches met on Saturday morning and had a coin toss. And being that there were three teams, you had one team that received a bye, and that team was Jeff Davis. So if we win against Swainsboro, then we have to turn around and play Jeff Davis again. So we're going to have to win two of these mini play-in games to be able to make the playoffs. But quite frankly, Brent, 2 weeks ago, even the thought of us making the playoffs seemed to be almost zero.
Yes. And
the pieces fell together perfectly to even give us a chance. We're 6-4 on the season. We've had a good season compared to last year that was a 2-7 season where we struggled. We played good late, but we saw some potential coming out of last year that showed us that this team could be special. And already some special feats have been taken care of by this team. But there would be nothing any nicer than for us to win these two playoff or play-in games,
right,
so that we can go travel this coming Saturday to take on Thomasville.
Well, we've been talking for almost an hour before we came on air about just the different scenarios and different things. Is it good that we're playing first? Did we get this? Did we get the luck of the draw or the bad luck? Did Jeff Davis catch that lucky draw? I think the winner of this first game is not in the driver's seat, but I feel like they have an advantage because they're lathered up and they're ready to go. They don't have as much nerves, not quite the pressure JD initially will have at kickoff. So I think obviously the loser goes home. It don't matter what you think after that. But if you win this game, it sets you up to have a little bit, I believe, of a not only a psychological advantage but a physical advantage from a football standpoint. So that's what we're looking at, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to defeat Swainsboro first, and then move to Jeff Davis, which it's our biggest rival, our biggest foe. Mr. Mike Wheeler is home listening to us on the radio this evening, and he's one of the first ones to tell me. He said, we got to beat Jeff Davis in everything. That's marbles, basket weaving. It doesn't matter. We've got to beat Jeff Davis no matter what it might be. And so he's right. And it's our biggest rivalry. It's a border war with us. We faced this team in 2004 in the state baseball championship. We prevailed. So there's some bad blood with that as well. Just a few weeks ago, our softball team did a number on them in one of the last games of the regular season over there, forced them to get that number 2 seed. They had to go up and face a very good Harlem team in the second round of the state playoffs, and they were eliminated. They weren't able to go to Columbus like we were able to. So, again, a lot of things just plays a role in this rivalry that we have with Jeff Davis. We just hope we can get a shot at them and to maybe break their heart again, Riv.
Well, that's what we're hoping, but we've got to take care of business with a very good Swainsboro team who, like I said 3 weeks ago, if you'd asked me, they could have possibly been the second best team. Toombs is very formidable, but some of the Toombs' weaknesses is Swainsboro's strength and their ability to throw the ball. So it would have been a toss-up. Toombs, by far, next to Benedictine, was the most physical team in our region, but I felt like Swainsboro may have matched up good with Toombs, but Toombs took care of business, thankfully. They beat Swainsboro 32-22 this past Friday night, which allowed this to take place. And, of course, we got some big news about Benedictine, which is riding is it a three-year winning streak, almost 30-something games anyway. And they're the two-time defending state champions that's come out of our region. But we understand this week that GHSA may have made a provision where they will be having to play up to AAA next year rather than AA. Is that right?
That is correct, and that was made official on Saturday. Now, they will have an opportunity to appeal, which I'm sure they will, just like they did last year and won it. I don't think they'll have quite as much leg to stand on this year as far as being able to appeal it and it being rejected, or them allowed to be able to stay. I'll be shocked by it this time. That it's really and truly only the fair thing to do for all parties in AA, not just our region, Rev. I'm talking all of AA. Right. It's not fair for there's AA teams like Rabun County or any county school.
Or Thomasville or
County, or Fitzgerald. That's exactly right.
Or any of those communities that are going to face a team that, just quite frankly, I didn't mention a lot about it when we played Benedictine, but that has a very unfair advantage. They get to being a private school, they get to recruit who they want to out of a Savannah area that has 350,000 people, and they play in a region where our little town's got 3,500, 4,000 students in it. So, we play with people from Bacon County, and they play with people from Chatham County.
And Alabama and South Carolina and Tennessee. But anyway, yeah.
We didn't come over here to talk about it. I do want to take a few minutes to talk about our sponsors, Bennett & Johnson, who's done our sideline report this season. We're
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. auto owner's insurance.
Bennett Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
And the reason I went over that is because this is 2 5-minute halves, Brent, and we're not going to have a lot of time to be talking about
sponsors. We're going to be talking about football.
And we're going to be talking about football. So we appreciate all of them. We can't say enough about our sponsors and what they've meant to us this year. Be sure and do business with them. Brent, tell us about our captains.
Rev, this could be the most important play of the night as we got our normal captains coming in. And again, we've won 9 out of 10 tosses this season.
Unbelievable.
Let's see if we can make it 10 out of 11 and see what happens here in this ball game.
This is the Reggie's Paint and Body Shop coin toss, by the way.
And I wanted to mention earlier, there's 2 of the most electrifying players in our region are playing tonight.
That's right.
One is number 5 for Swainsboro and number 14 for Bacon County. And they're going to face each other tonight, and it's a pretty unique opportunity to be able to see them both on the same field again.
Swainsboro wins it, and they deferred, and we will be getting the ball.
Yes,
so
that's an unusual call there by Swainsboro. Kind of caught us off guard here. Maybe a little psych job there by Swainsboro head coach, as you would have anticipated them taking the ball, them being more known offensively. But the Red Raiders will take the ball first, and I think maybe that's what I'm pretty sure. As a matter of fact, I talked to Coach Langford this afternoon. He said that if he won the toss, he would take the ball. So it maybe plays into the hands of the Red Raiders. But as I said earlier, all mistakes are magnified in this situation because there's only 5 minutes on that clock for this first half.
I really don't know how you as a coach prepare for something like this. And
well, you just I think you got to do what you've tried to do all season long. I don't think you come out and try to do anything fancy, anything way different. But we're going to see in just a few minutes here as we're getting ready for kickoff. Raiders take the field after coming through the sign there. We are on the home side of the field, and we will be receiving from right to left. And
we got Gondrick Snell deep. We got
number 7. Boy, he's
KJ Castile.
Good to see that young man back.
He's the fastest player on our team. We've also got a Shady Moore that's back there, and so we got looks like 3 deep. A little bit different, a little bit unusual. So we're prepared to return it, whether they kick it right or left. Shady's already had a kickoff return for a touchdown this year.
And a couple of the other guys have been awfully close. Castile carried one back, but we had a penalty in one game.
Exactly. LaGondric's had a pick 6 and a punt return, both called back for penalties. So,
all right, Swainsboro takes the field. Coach, you got to be prepared for a potential onside kick right here, don't you?
Well, I think, Brent, we have to be prepared for anything. I just really don't know. It's unusual. It's unusual. I think you can throw all the normal rules of football out.
Well, I hope they've been warned about that. But here comes the kickoff for this first 5-minute half and this mini playoff series tonight on a Monday Night Football, a rarity in high school football. Here we go, and here is the kick, and he does pooch it. And we got a young man that's going to catch it, and he's going to take it right up the middle, and he's going to go down on about the 40-yard line. That's a really good return for the Red Raiders, a safe return, as it'll be 1st and 10 with 4 minutes and 52 seconds on the clock.
That was Xavier Bale, and if he had got a step, he can take it too. He's got a lot of speed, which he showed us in Bryan County. And coming out as quarterback is senior Dawson Jewell. He's coming out as going to be our quarterback. And you get a regular array of players. We got K.J. Brown that is lining up as a up back, and also we have, and it looks like we're going to run it. We've got Trey Mobley too set.
Oh, and there's a fumble, a bad snap, and we're going to start off nearly 6 yards behind the original line of scrimmage. Clock continues to run at 4:43.
That was not good.
No, again, we just said earlier that mistakes are magnified. You don't necessarily, I said turnovers is something you cannot afford. But any type of mistake or major penalty could be an issue. So it's going to be second down and about 15, for the Red Raiders. And we are going to run again. And Madison coming off that left side, he's going to get about 2 yards, Rev, is all. And it's going to be quickly third down and about 14. A passing situation for the Raiders.
Do you know what happened on the snap? It looked like it may have hit the center.
I think it either hit the center's leg or it hit the running back that was passing through. That was timing situation. It was not a misheld ball.
We don't need to do anything right here.
5 wide for the Raiders. 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. We're getting the signal from the quarterback. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in this first half. Trying to get the play in. We only have, I believe, 1 timeout.
And we are. Where's the play clock? I don't see a play clock. Do you
I don't
see
either.
A play clock?
No play clock. Well, by GHSA, they're supposed to have one. I don't know if they just didn't set them up for this or what.
See a play clock anywhere.
So what has happened for the Raiders is not devastating, but it's definitely not how you drew it up. 3rd and 19. We're going to be 3 wide again. It may be 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Still act like we're having trouble getting the play in.
Looks like it's a cover 2. And we got a cover 2, and now we're again. We need to be in a hurry. We're going to be sitting back 5 more yards. And I have no idea what's going on here.
Yeah, this is not exactly. Coach Langford is looking at the umpire like,
Boy, you talking about messing up. We have come out here and showed you what you're not supposed to do.
Well, you basically have penalized ourselves 15 yards, 3rd and 24.
Let's see what we do here.
Well, yeah, you got to throw it down the field, at least the distance, and it is caught, but it's not quite to the original line of scrimmage over the middle. It's going to be 4th down and about 12, maybe 11.
We don't have any choice but to punt the ball
Sure.
here.
3rd and 11. We'll have to punt with 3 minutes and 13 seconds. The clock continues to run. 3:07.
That was ugly.
And
That was ugly.
Here's the electrifying player. I believe that's number 5 going to receive. And here is the punt. And it's kind of a little low, but it's going to bounce and take a Red Raider bounce, and it's going to go all the way down to the 9 yard line.
Fantastic punt.
So if the one good thing that did come out of it is that special teams play, Rev.
There's no doubt about it. That was a tremendous punt.
But go ahead.
And we're giving them the whole field they've got to work with.
Well, this brings back nightmares from our home game, and that's the only game we have to go by, folks. I haven't watched any film of their losses. They've had 3 losses in a row. Now, they were beat by pretty good teams as well, but they were able to move down the field in chunks against us at home.
One thing I don't understand, and I'm not picking, but maybe we were just trying to see what they had. Or I don't know why we didn't have a scripted.
The ball is handed to Williams to that outside. We got to contain if we can get to the corner, and we're going to push him out of bounds just shy of the first. Nope.
It's going to be a first down.
Yep. They got about a 10-yard gain for Williams. That's number 5 as he strung it way out.
And he can fly, guys. We've got to contain him or it's going to be over in a hurry.
2 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Quarterback in that pistol formation. There's the snap. And they're going to hand it off. No, he rolls out to his left, but well covered. And we got a linebacker on him, and we're going to tackle him.
Yes.
For maybe a 1-yard gain.
You're right, about a 1 yard, about a 1 foot gain, if any.
And Rev, what caused that was great pass coverage by our DBs on this bottom side here. He had nowhere to go. Be 2nd and 9, and that's a long 9. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top, and wide receivers, pistol formation. He is going to hand it off to 5 this time, and he cuts up the middle. He's met by the linebackers, and he's drove back for about a 2-yard loss, maybe 3. Or they're going to give him forward progress, which will be about a 1-yard loss, Rev.
Yeah, that was a tremendous play by our senior Andrew Bloodworth, who stuck his face right in Jalen Williams' face.
That's how you fill the gap.
Yeah, Jalen Williams has rushed for 1,387 yards this year and 18 touchdowns. He's by far one of the most electrifying players in our region.
This is the down that gave us trouble before. 1 wide to the top, 3 to the bottom. 3rd and 11.
And we're playing cover 2. Now we got a single safety that comes over.
This would be a huge. Were we short a man?
Yes.
Oh, and there's nowhere to throw. We got the quarterback in trouble. He's gonna run out of bounds short of the first down by about 6 yards, maybe 5 yards. Should be 4th and 5, a potential punting situation. Boy, what a stand this would be if they don't go for it. Looks like it's going to be 4th and close to 5, Rev. Don't see a punt team come out yet.
Surely they're going to play. Yeah, number 7, he's their punter.
What a stand by our defense, Rev.
We need a shank or we need a return.
You got to be careful trying to block this ball because we've had some tough personal foul penalties over the course of the season.
I really think that we've got about as good a chance playing for a overtime as about anything if we can't do something big.
There is a snap and there's the punt, and it's not very good. And he just to get away from it, and they're going to down it on about the 34-yard line.
Yeah.
So the Raiders are going to take over about where we were after the first snap of the ball.
Now let me ask you, I don't know, but when this minute runs over, that's a half.
That's
right?
a half.
So we got to kick off.
We got to kick to them. We need to score some points right here. It's 1 minute and 4 seconds, and that's something I want to try to do a better job of because there's not enough time or a lot of time on this clock, period. 1 minute, 4 seconds left in this half. The Raiders need to make something happen here.
We don't have really time to sustain a run unless we get a long, broken run if we're going to try to score.
Here's that horseman formation. 2 up backs. Oh, and here's the flea flicker, but the ball hits the ground.
Terrible.
But the ball was, again, it wasn't pitched back to the quarterback.
It was not. It was an exchange issue. But we were trying to hit them deep and trying to hit them fast, and we've dropped ourselves back again.
But now, Rev, you're in a situation where with 37 seconds and it's counting, you're not sure exactly what he may do here. He may just run it and take this half, and he gets to the left side. What you don't want to do here is turn the ball over. And Langford's going to be content with running this half out as it's 23, 22, 21. What you might do with you could get a quick hit right here, snap it and throw it deep down the sideline. With 11 seconds, 10, 9, 8, we're going to run one more play, and he is going to throw deep. And he does throw deep. It's just overthrown, and the clock should have stopped. I mean, like 3 seconds ran off the clock.
Well, it's down to 0 now, so we're going to take let's see.
No, they're going to put some time back on the clock because it ran over.
He just called half. We're going to take a halftime break. How long is the half, Brent?
2 minutes from my understanding.
It's a 2-minute half. So we'll be back. We're going to take about a minute break. coming to kick the ball off, and I really don't know what we're going to do here. This is kind of not really an odd situation. 5 minutes went by really, really quickly, and I don't know if we'd be playing for halftime. I know we got to keep them out of the end zone. I know that.
That's for sure.
And the way that we're playing right now, things have not clicked. Was it 2 or 3 5-yard penalties, and it's 2 of them, and we've had 2 fumbles in the backfield. Which
for losses, yeah. So
for losses, and we're
I just told your son out the window we couldn't have started any worse. And here's the pooch, and no fair catch. We got to get a body on that young man, and we do. And he's down at the 30, and I will take that all day long versus putting it in the hands of number 5.
That's the truth.
4 minutes 55 seconds, and again, I'll try my best to do a great job of telling you the time, keeping you updated on that. But our defense played really well, Rev, that first series.
They did. They did play well.
And they're going to have to play well again if we're going to extend our season.
Well, Swainsboro comes out, and it's the typical looking crew. Same formation that they've been running. I'd be careful about this tight end. He's slippery. We need to make sure they'll run him down the seam.
They're going to hand it to number 5, and he's going to bounce it outside, Rev. We got somebody made a tackle.
Great tackle. Great tackle. That was Lagondrick.
Lagondrick Snell coming up, making an ankle.
No, actually, that was Shady.
Shady, and we talked about him earlier about maybe even spying this young man because he's an excellent tackler. He's not a big kid, but he knows how to bring them down. You grab their ankles, they can't go anywhere.
That's exactly right, and he's one of our better tacklers.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. Boy, what a huge defensive stand this would be.
It sure would be.
And there's a mismatch there. But he's going to roll out to make a pass. And we got him in the backfield. Let's see if we can bring him down. There's nobody on that right side. There goes the quarterback. And he's going to run out of bounds for the first down, I believe.
That was actually number 5.
Was he in the like a wildcat formation that took the snap?
Yeah, it was a wildcat, but he run out short. It's going to be 3rd down and about 2. Looks to me like. 3rd and about 1. Maybe a long
one.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bow our backs.
That was not their regular quarterback. That was
I'm concerned about this mismatch here on that outside, but he goes back into the defensive end. And they're going to hand it off to 5 up the middle, and he's got a break or a crease, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of about 7. He's up near the 50-yard line to the 48.5, 49.
We need to be careful here. I can't remember Swainsboro's kicker. Do you remember anything about it?
I don't either. But they've got about 30 yards to get in range.
And they are sitting on their own 47, 48-yard line.
Pistol formation again, single wides to the top and bottom.
We got to contain on the outside.
And they hand it to 5, and he breaks it to this side. He's bumped, but let's see if we can get a tackle. Lagondrick comes from
Lagondrick.
He brings him in a tackle for about a 2-yard loss, I believe, Rev. What a great play by Lagondrick Snell. They figured out how to bring him down. We had trouble tackling him one-on-one in our place. 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock.
They figured out our corner blitz is not a corner blitz, but our outside linebackers are coming every play.
Rev, you got to think if they cross the 50, they may be in 4-down territory. So this is the time, 2nd down and 13. If we can make another big stop here with very little gain, it'll bode well for the Raiders.
We really need to be careful of this tight end right here. I hope Shamad's got his and we need to be careful of the slant too. We're leaving ourselves open to try to stop.
He's going to drop back and throw. Oh, there's no one to throw it to. Somebody's got to go get that big quarterback, and we do. He throws it way over his head. It's going to be 3rd down and 13, Rev. Another great job by our DBs.
Yes.
But this is a very big and physical quarterback. If you don't tackle him, he's going to take off down the field,
too. Good look at his name, I think, is Jacoby Gibbons.
He's just a junior.
Yeah, Jacoby Gibbons, Jalen Williams. These are the names that you hear. Their leading receiver, his name is DeAndre Jackson. He's just a junior.
They killed us at our place on 3rd down. 3rd and really, really long. But here we go, 3rd and 13 with 2:53 on the clock. Here's the snap, 3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom. And he's going to drop back and throw. And he's just got all kind of time. He throws it over the middle. And it's almost
great play by Lagondrick.
Almost intercepted, but he knocks it down. Lagondrick Snell. What a huge play. It's going to be 4th and 13.
Yes.
And it's going to force We believe it's going to force a punt.
I would punt
with
it.
2:45 on the clock.
I would punt it.
I pray he punts it. I really do, because I just don't like third, fourth, and long. But watch out for you got to watch out for anything. I think, you got to watch out for a fake here, Rev. As our Red Raiders tried the flea flicker just a moment ago, which if executed could have caused a quick touchdown for the Red Raiders.
As I looked down the field after saw what we was trying to do, they pretty much had us covered on that. We may have been breaking open, but.
And here's the snap, and there is the punt. There's a flag here.
I hope it's not on us.
Well, if it is, it's the 5-yard variety. He's going to go down on about the 30.
Yeah.
You got to think it's going to be maybe an offensive motion. False start. And you're gonna
We decline.
Can you decline it? Okay, I wanted to make sure we could decline it. Red Raiders are going to take over with 2:35 on the clock. It's what the doctor ordered. I tell you what, our defense is as bad. I hate to say, as bad as our offense has executed, our defense couldn't have done any better.
Well, I agree with you
against this
on that.
high-powered offense.
I agree with you. And now our offense needs to click here for the next 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Stick it in the end zone.
All we need to get down to is about the 35-yard line to get our young man a chance to win it for us.
Yeah.
But you can't turn the ball over. You got to be kind of steady Eddie here. Maybe you see what you do here in the first couple plays, then you try to run the clock down. And there's the snap. We hand it off up the middle, and Madison just kind of lumbers for about 5 yards.
Yeah.
That clock's going to run 2:28.
We need to get in a hurry here unless coach is just playing for overtime, which is a possibility.
Well, it's, again, without knowing what the play clock is, that's kind of difficult for us too as well. I know they have to have it here. They must not have just set it up for this game for whatever reason. 3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom. Madison steps up beside Jewell. He takes the handoff again, cuts it out wide, but he's going to be tackled in the backfield.
Somebody whiffed.
Clock's going to go under 2 minutes now, 1:57. But what we're in danger of here, Rev, at 3rd down and 5, is we'll have to punt back to this explosive offense.
Yes, we
You got to think of time, and there is the timeout called by Swainsboro. And they let about 10 seconds come off the clock. So, I don't know, do we want to stay with it here, Rev?
Yeah, we're going to stay right here. We are going to honor the Burt CPA timeout, but we're going to stay right here with you. This is unusual. I mean, it's even hard for us to get in a rhythm in the booth, you know what I'm saying, to try to figure out what's going on. And I know that it's difficult for our team and our coaches. And we've tried to come out and do some things that may hit them early. But right now at this point, do you throw the ball to stop it or do you just run it? Their timeout is gone. Do you run it on 3rd down? Do we try to do something like that? Do we throw the ball? I don't know. That's why they pay the coach to make those decisions.
I think they're going to sell out here to stop the run. If we're going to get a 1st down, we're going to have to throw the ball, I believe. Now, what do you throw? Do you try to throw like a slant over the middle? Typically, the middle of the field is the most vulnerable to a defense. We've had some complete. Right to find out, Rev. 2 wide, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Single running back Madison. And he comes out wide. He may go in motion here. But no, he go roll to his right, looking for, we got a man open. He makes the catch, and can he get out of bounds? And he does.
There should be a flag.
A late hit.
Should be a flag, but they're not going to call it.
A late hit.
Yeah.
50-yard line. Raiders have the 1st down with 1 minute and 42 seconds. We're in business, Rev.
High fives going on here.
Can we get a touchdown or can we get Ronaldo in field goal range? Folks, he kicked a 47-yard field goal last week, which was not a school record.
It was not.
I was right. It was Mr. Marty Metters holds that with a 49-yarder.
How about that? Big Marty.
Here we go again. Receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom. Shady in that slot position. We hand it off to Madison. There he goes. And he stays on his feet down to the 38-yard line. We're close to field goal range at 1 minute and 36 seconds.
Get up, guys. Give us some time. That was a great play call. And we call a timeout.
Whoo, boy, I'm excited, Rev.
Yeah, me too. Minute 36 seconds left. We're going to stay right here with you. Here again, we're going to honor our Burt CPA timeout. I want to say a special thank you to Bennett and Johnson, too, this year. We've had some issues on our sideline reports, but Bennett and Johnson, they are with us every year, and we appreciate all that they do. And for any of your insurance needs, you really need to see Bennett and Johnson. Likewise with Richmond Baking, they're with us every year. Lamar's Pharmacy is with us. DQ is with us. And these sponsors that we have in a small town, they get called on a lot for a lot of things, but they are always faithful, and we appreciate it. And guys, if you're in the Bacon County area and you love Bacon County athletics, be sure and do business with these guys. Don't drive out of town to spend the same money. Do business with the folks right here locally.
No win, Rev. We have 3 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. You have to think we're going to run the ball here. If we get just 5 more yards, we're definitely within range of Ronaldo with 1 minute and 36 seconds. First down for the Raiders on about the 37-yard line. And the quarterback's going to keep it and cut up the middle, but he's met at the line of scrimmage, and we're going to take maybe a 1-yard loss. Maybe we're back to the line of scrimmage.
Maybe even a 1-yard gain, but you can't tiptoe. You got to make a decision and go in there when you're going right in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Well, I understand because of the mishaps we've had in the first 2 series, maybe getting it to the quarterback's hand. He's athletic enough to kind of squeeze through there for a few extra yards. I think maybe another 5 yards would make it a little more comfortable for Ronaldo with its second down, 1 minute and 6 seconds as it continues to go down.
I sure would rather have 6 than depend on a 45, 48 yard.
And there goes Madison. He cuts it up, and he gets about 2 yards on the carry. Now it's going to be 3rd and 9. Okay, obviously we have more than 1 timeout per half, which I was not told.
Well, maybe if we didn't use it the first half, we got it the second. 55 yards. Where this play right here is going to determine what we can do. He's going to try to get us a little bit closer. And an incomplete pass. Let's see. We're at the 35. It would be a 45. This is going to be a 53-yard field goal attempt right now. So that's a long stretch. Actually on the 34-yard line. Let's see what the coach. Both teams are huddled. And as dead as we was in the first 5-minute half, we've come out and we've been quite effective offensively.
Rev, I just found out we had three timeouts for the game. You can use all 3 in the first, or they carry over if you don't use them. So
we got one more time.
We got one more timeout, I believe. So two wide to the bottom, 2 to the top. I think we got them spread out. I just think we're going to run it again here, Rev.
We may.
Oh, no, we're going to throw unless quarterback. He's running out, and there he goes up the middle. And he's got some room. He cuts it back up for about 3 yards. It's going to be 4th down and 7. He's going to let that clock run down. It's going to set Ronaldo up for about a 50-yard field goal, which he's good from 55 at practice.
We're going to let it run, and they're going to call a timeout. So we're going to go back to the studio for about 30-second break. You're listening to 93.5 The Eagle.
Hey, this is Pastor T, voice of Red Raider football. Let's talk about.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett & Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome back, everybody, and here we have Ronaldo Juarez that's about to try a 49-yard field goal. He hit a 47-yard field goal. He moved it up a little bit. It's going to be between 48 and 49 yards. There's a lot of things that can go wrong here. There's one thing that can go right, and that is him hit it. 48-yard field goal attempt.
And here's the snap and the hold. And the kick is up. And is it wrong? And he hooks it to the left.
It's all right.
The clock is running. 26.3 seconds left. Our defense is going to have to make one more stand to take us into overtime.
And they're going to go down to the 20. So they got to go from the 20-yard line, or it's either the 20 or the 25. I think it's the 20-yard lines where they'll be getting the ball with 26 seconds left, and providing they don't hit a long. But, you know, they got the quarterback that can throw it a long way and receivers that can go get it, but they also got a guy that if we send too many people deep, if he gets an open field, he can run.
And, again, we're not for sure about their field goal kicking capabilities, but the snap was just a little high. Brown did a great job of getting it down, but it was more of a line drive kick, and he kind of shanked it to the left just a little bit. But the defense is taking over, 3 wide to the top. 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom for Swainsboro. They're snapping it to the quarterback. Castile is backing off from the linebacker position, and we got somebody open low in the flat, and we make the tackle, and that's something we just weren't able to do, Rev, in the first game against them with 20 seconds on the clock. It's going to be second down and about 7, maybe 6 for Swainsboro, because first downs aren't a big deal right now. We just don't want them to cross the 50.
Right. And
20 seconds.
20 seconds, and I don't know. They may have some timeouts left. I think they may have one left.
They have to be careful, too, for the risk of a pick six, Rev.
It's true.
2 wide to the bottom, 2 to the top. And there's a snap. They do hand it off to number 5, and we just got to tackle him. We can't let him get the edge like he just did.
And he's gone.
And he's going to –
that's going to be the game.
11 seconds on the clock. Is there a flag on the field?
Just exactly what we said couldn't happen.
Just did. No flag on the field. It's going to be 6-0. 8.3 seconds remaining. And that's the speed we were talking about. 6-0, 8.3 seconds. They will have to kick off to the Raiders. So we will get at least an opportunity to return the football, if not most likely a pooch kick, get a fair catch, and we'll have one more play left to try to salvage this season.
Yeah, you just knew that this guy's going to get loose. We had trouble with him in Bacon County when we played him over there. We didn't have any answer on the edge with him, and it was just a simple handoff off the middle, and he's electric, friends. And no surprise, really, if he gets out in the open field. That was the danger. You had to take a coin toss, either them try to throw the ball deep or they done the next best thing. We were spread out trying to keep them from going deep, and almost a prevent type defensive look. And when he gets in the open field, it doesn't take him but a move, and he's extremely fast. He's got Division I talent written all over him, and I've not seen, since I've been in this region, I've not seen anybody with that kind of speed.
No, I have not either. Yeah. And that bodes well because of the talent we've seen come through this region the last 7 or 8 years that I've really been a part of broadcasting. And they're going to go for 2 here. No time will come off the clock, 8.3 seconds. And an issue, like they were moving there. I think he's threw this out of the back of the end zone. And he did. It's 6-0 with 8.3 on the clock. The Raiders are going to have to muster. They're going to have to, pick their heads up here a little bit. There's still a chance as long as there's time on the clock. Anything can happen. We got some kids that can take it to the house as well. But most likely, Rev, they're going to pooch it here. I would suggest just making a fair catch. I don't know if you don't see it too often at the high school level. Some type of hooks and ladder type lateral plays. But band's playing hard over here. We mentioned it earlier. The band's giving it all they got. Our cheerleaders came, and a ton of fans came. We knew it could be a short game for the Red Raiders, and it's just unfortunate that we were unable to corral that young man for that one last play on that 3rd and long.
You're right. I guess what Coach is telling them Coach Langford's telling them maybe when they get up and they get set up right before they kick, that we swap. That we bring our speed guys up and we replace them. I don't know. He was motioned in some way, but our only hope, really, Brent, is a kickoff return. That's really the only hope.
Yeah, because if we have to run an offensive play, they're going to have 4 deep, their heels on the 20, and they do kick it roughly deep, and the Gondrick's going to get the ball for a potential return. He cuts it up the middle, and he's going to be tackled about the 34-yard line with 3.8 seconds on the clock. 3.8. We're going to get one more play.
One more play.
And we may have took our not really, I don't think it's a timeout. He just coaches on the field there as the possession here is changing. One last play potentially for the seniors on this field. Boy, we were so glad to see Jesus come back and get a couple more games under his belt.
At least he got to finish out on the field.
He sure did. And we were talking about earlier, we was maybe as healthy as we've been all season coming into this mini game series. We got 3 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Jewel in the backfield. And there's the snap, and we just you can't can't be sacked, and he may have, I don't know if he didn't cross the line of scrimmage. And the game is over, 0-0. We knew it was going to be quick, and it was, folks.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate our football team on a great season, 6-4. It's not exactly what we hoped would come out of here, but we've played hard. Our coaching staff has worked very hard. It's been a very long season. It's been times of great victory. It's been times of some tough defeats, but that's football. It's a game of life. We appreciate them. We appreciate you listening to us every week. We've got some faithful listeners out there. Thank you very much for listening to Red Raider Radio. We also want to give a big shout-out to all of our sponsors. Thank you. Brent, it's been a pleasure working with you this year. We appreciate you. And Joe Hayes and our Bennett and Johnson sideline reporter, we appreciate them. Want to say a big God bless you to all of you out there. Thanks for joining us. We're going to go off the air now. There's still another game to be played. You can check your Facebook and your Twitter feeds and find out who winds up being the 4th seed in our region. And they'll be going, whoever wins this game will be going to play Thomasville this coming Saturday in Thomasville, Georgia. God bless you. This is the Rev, Travis Peavy. You've been listening to Red Raider Radio on 93.5 The Eagle.